This is Your Kick-Ass Life podcast, episode number 142.
This is the Your Kick-Ass Life podcast with Andrea Owen, a no BS guide to self-help and badassery. Because ladies, let's face it, life's too short for it to not kick ass. And here's your host, the girl who serves it up straight with a side of crazy, Andrea Owen.
Hey, ass kickers, welcome to another episode of the podcast. I am so glad you could make it for this week's episode. And I'm very excited to announce something that costs $0 that you are going to want to pay attention to. Whether you have been with me for a long time and you've probably heard about the 7-Day Courage Challenge, or maybe you're newer to Your Kick-Ass Life and to the podcast, and so this is the first you're hearing of it. The 7-Day Courage Challenge is back. It is a free event that I run about every year. It starts on April 3rd, and it is a week of learning to manage that inner critic of yours, learn some self-compassion, and in turn, you can build more confidence and courage. I have had more than 6,200 women go through this course with me and together and have changed the way that they speak to themselves. 7 days, 7 tools. It is free. You can go to yourkickasslife.com/7-day challenge. Of course, the link is in the show notes for you. And if you want to make it really easy, you can just text the word courage to 444-999. Really easy to sign up that way. This is something that so many women struggle with. And what I hear over and over again, I've ran it 4 times before, and the women keep saying over and over again, I didn't realize how many other women struggle with this same thing. So if nothing else, you will feel so not alone in your struggle with this. And at best, you will learn tools how to manage that negative voice in your head. So I hope to see you over there starting on April 3rd. And today I'm going to talk to you about a topic that seems to be, again, another one that's common for almost every woman and every person on this planet, at least every adult person. And that is the whole concept of escapism. And what I mean when I say that is the whole concept of numbing out, of running away from your life's circumstances, and more specifically, the feelings and emotions that surround them. So if that is you, my friend, this one is for you. If you've been over in these parts of town for any length of time now, you know I talk a lot about numbing out and how harmful it is for us. I've talked about my own sobriety from alcohol and even have a recovery series on my podcast about it. Link in the show notes if you're interested in that. The truth is, we like to escape. We typically don't like to feel our feelings. Life is hard, and sometimes life is agonizing. Not many of us are equipped to handle life's struggles, so we find things to do to escape from it. And the message we might be getting in the self-help world is that we should never, ever do this. We shouldn't ever numb out. We need to be with our feelings. We need to be present to our life, no matter how difficult it is. So the question becomes, is escapism ever okay? And honestly, my short answer is yes. I don't by any means expect people to fully let go of all of their numbing mechanisms. I just don't believe there's any way we can let go of them and go through life with all the pain and agony there is to experience. Some of the most evolved humans I know still sometimes choose numbing over facing their problems and feelings around it. Even Brené Brown talks about a time where she read a bunch of mean comments about herself on the internet. And she says, I promptly grabbed a jar of peanut butter, a blanket, and watched 10 hours of Downton Abbey. So the question becomes, what is healthy escapism and what isn't? I think the first question to ask yourself is your escapism chronic? In other words, are you eating too much cake every day? Are you shopping online and putting yourself into a dangerous amount of debt? Are you drinking an entire bottle of wine every night? Are you not tending to your kids' needs because you're playing Candy Crush like it's your job? Most of the time, you know when it's too much. Yes, denial can be a very powerful thing, but there usually comes a time when the pain of staying in your numbing mechanism outweighs the pain of facing the real problem underneath it all. And sometimes we, as high-achieving, smart women, can tend to let the pendulum swing completely the other way. We get permission, quote unquote, to numb out sometimes and get what I call a case of the fuckets. We know what we're doing. We know we're numbing out. And we, at that moment, don't care. We eat all the cake, drink all the wine, and maybe that's part of your process to do that a few times. And if it is, when you're done, check in to see how you feel. How is your self-talk when that happens? Usually not so good. I bet you're beating yourself up for eating all the cake and drinking all the wine. And you beat yourself up internally, then you feel like shit. And how do we stop feeling like shit? More cake and more wine. Oh, the insanity, right? This topic comes up a lot with my clients, and I always ask the same questions. If you are in a place where you can get a pen and a paper or type it into the notes app in your phone, do so, because this might be a great question for you to journal on. And the question is, are you doing it? And the it being your numbing mechanism of choice to consciously comfort yourself? Or are you doing it mindlessly, unconsciously, hoping you'll escape from your life and your struggles indefinitely? If it's the latter, then I ask, what is the real problem you are trying to solve? Because it's never about the cake or the wine or the internet or the shoes. It's about the problem, the pain and the fear and the hurt you're trying to make go away. And I think this goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. The pain never goes away when we numb it out. But you have to get to a point where you're done trying to escape from it. I can't tell you the only way out is through, and the way to get over it is to process it all, because it'll go in one ear and out the other until you are ready to stop running, and until you are ready to turn around and look at it in the face. The thing with escapism is that it works until it doesn't. And when it's done working for you, and you learn how to cope in healthier ways and learn to process feelings instead of numbing them out, you'll get to a point when you fall back on numbing and you're all inside it and you're in whatever escapism mode of choice you want, and you realize quickly what you're doing. And to be honest, that space kind of sucks. It's like that moment when you're arguing with somebody and you suddenly realize that you're wrong and they're right. Damn it. Do you stop the argument and tell them? Or do you keep arguing your point? Both feel like shit. But one honors who you are and the other one doesn't. So when you're ready, you're ready. When escaping and numbing out aren't working for you anymore, do the work to process, feel, and cope with your emotions. I promise you won't die. You'll be stronger, more self-aware, more self-confident, and more of your biggest, most kick-ass self. And again, this all also points to negative self-talk. So if you want to learn how to manage that, join us for the 7-day courage challenge, which is free. yourkickasslife.com/7-day challenge. That's all one word. Or simply text the word courage to 444-999. One more quick thing, ass kickers, before I let you go. I have been doing Facebook Live videos on the Your Kick-Ass Life Facebook page every week on Thursdays around noon. You can go back and see the ones that you've missed. I'm taking a chapter a week in my book, 52 Ways to Live a Kick-Ass Life, talking about the topic, giving you tools. I always give you at least one tool to walk away with from these short Facebook Live videos, and I interact with people, answer questions, etc. So I would love to see you over there, facebook.com/your kick-ass life, and I will see you over there. And until next time, I will see you out in cyberspace. Bye-bye.